Ready to go. Hi, I'm Paul. You probably know that because you're looking at my Facebook to see this, so you know who I am. But just in case you haven't seen me before and you don't know who I am and someone sent you this link, I'm Paul, live in Byron Bay, grew up in Melbourne, Australia, but now I've been in Byron Bay for nearly 20 years. I teach Qi Gong. It's a zero and men style from my teacher, Master Liu. And I've got some new kit. I've got a new video mixer, and I'm doing this like side view here and a front view here, and it's a bit of a test with this equipment so that I can show you what's going on with my bum here, you know, on the side. If my hands are in back, you can see what they're doing, and from this side view, and then I've got this front view here. Okay. I'm going to try and look at the camera because I've got another little thing down here that I'm looking at to see how it looks, but I'll try and keep my focus here in front of me. Okay, so we're going to do Qi Gong, and I mean, it's the middle of the year. I've got a friend in Canada, a dear friend Tom. Taza, how are you, bro? He's been wanting some Qi Gong. I've had a few lives here that were done on Facebook back in early Corona times, and so people have been watching them asking for more, so I thought I'd do some more. It's not going to be very different from them. It's just going to be pretty much a warm-up, a form, a little bit of chat about Qi Gong, and yeah, I hope you like it. Let's drop in. So get comfy, shoes off if you want. If it's warm enough, shoes on. Otherwise, you know, something that you can move around in. And let's start with the hands. So just rubbing the hands together, getting them warm. So just get some friction and then just start to milk through the fingers. So you're trying to squeeze the blood into those little capillaries in the tips of the fingers. Like so. Good. And then just rubbing again, just get them warm. And then in between, just warming up all the hands and then just milking all the fingers together, squeezing the blood down in there. Okay, good. Little shake. Excellent. Little shake of the feet. Good. All right, let's warm up the knees. So just getting ready, feet parallel, which means that if the center line of the feet was to continue on forever, the lines would never touch. Just tapping. Little shake, lifting up the back of the head, and then hands on the inside of the thighs, sink the tail, and then come around the knees. So you're trying to create some friction in the pants as you go down, so press against your legs, and then take that warmth into your knees. So literally you're warming up the knees. And there's this bounciness. Imagine you've got like one of those inflatable fit balls under your bum, and as you sink, you bounce off it. Down the outside, up the inside. Good, a little shake. All right, so let's just start transitioning from side to side. So what's different between Qi Gong and other forms of movement? Qi Gong is about energy. So here we're dealing with energy. Which energies are we dealing with? Gravity, sinking, bouncing back up. Levity, the opposite. So it's like gravity spirals down one way, and then in the opposite helix comes up the other way. Sink. And of course, you know, these can be separated out as complementary opposites, but really they're the same thing, just acting in different directions. So float, sink. And of course with yin and yang, in Qigong and Tai Chi, we have this symbol of the yin-yang symbol. You've got the black with the white dot, you've got the white with the black dot. So you've got yin within yang, yang within yin. So even while I'm sinking, and my tail's sinking, I'm dropping my weight into the floor, dropping through my tail, back of my head's floating up and lifting. So I've got this float while I've got this sink. And while I'm floating here, I'm still sinking my tail. So I'm floating up, but my tail is sinking. So we've got these two things going on in the spine. Back of the head floating up, tail sinking down, trying to open up the spine and extend the spine. Okay, let's sink right down. So much so that this leg's fully loaded. It's what we call full, and this leg is empty. So it's got nothing going on. It's just going to come off the ground. It's totally weightless. And so from here, breathing in, take the heel off the ground and start to roll the wrists and the ankles. So try and get that in unison together. Good, and then just go back the other way. Good. Transition the weight, sink. Float the other foot and then roll. And back the other way. Good. All right. From here, just bring your feet together. So in the beginning of Qi Gong, we go through and open all the gates. So the gates are the joints in the body. We start out at the fingertips and the toes, we go into the ankles and the wrists, then we move up to the knees. So feet together, pushing the knees together, squeeze your tummy into your spine so it supports the lower back. Okay, hands on the knees, but they're just gently resting. Start small circles. Cricky cracky. Try not to crick and crack if you can. Slightly bigger circles. Keep that belly pressing into the lower back. And then push back. Flat back. Tummy up, chest up, chin up into the throat. So when you bring the chin up into the throat, you're lengthening the back of the neck. And as you lengthen the back of the neck, you flatten out this area here. So you're imagining that there's a balloon here that's floating upwards, and as it floats up, it lifts your chest, and the tummy is squeezing into the spine to support the lower back. And the idea is that from the crown to the tail, the spine is horizontal. The tail's moving backwards, the crown's moving forwards. From here, just let your weight drop back into the heels, like someone's pulling your tail backwards. Keep that chin lifting up to rotate the head and lengthen. It's like the head's a reel and it's got the spinal cord on it, and you rotate the reel, you lengthen that spinal cord. From here, if you're feeling nice and flexible, breathing in, bring one knee forward. Drop that knee, elbow and shoulder. Push the big toe, lift the arch on the other foot, lift the kneecap, lift the hip, lift the shoulder, elbow, chin. While keeping the chin in, lift the chin up and then look up at the sky. And while you're there, then just sink the other knee, sink the other shoulder. Breathing in, swap, sink. Squeeze the tummy, lift the chin, looking up. Breathing in, bring the knees together, push them together, sinking down. Push your knees together. Take the elbows forward and down. So you're trying to push your knees together and open your shoulder blades away from your spine. Then pushing the knees come up. There we go, good. All right. And then rotating. So far I'm kind of happy with this format, with the two views. I was sort of thinking, how's it going to work? I was thinking, can I do two portraits and have them side by side, one front and side? But this is much better. Have one, sort of a wide view where you can, get my whole arm length, and then this side view, which sort of gets most of me from the side, not quite from the back. Good. Whoops, there's the mic. I'll put that on the inside. There we go. Okay, just rubbing that tail, warming it up. I took a big whack on my tail in Lord Howe Island surfing. I managed to get picked up and slammed on a wave and hit the reef, and had the whole bruise over the back of my bum, so I'm still recovering from that. But the wave I got before that led me to be in that position of danger was well worth it, kinda, just about. All right, let's do the next. So just bring the feet in so that they're underneath the hips. Okay, back of the head floating up, head like a hot air balloon. So imagine this whole head is expanding energetically, it's wanting to float up. And then you've got a hot air balloon, it's got all its ropes, of course, which come down. The heart is the flame, which is heating the hot air, which is making it want to rise. And then, of course, we've got the lower center is the basket with all the goodies. So imagine you've got this upward lift through the head. And at the same time that, you want your chest to be able to sink down the front. Okay. Breathing in up the back of the neck, breathing down the front, sink. Let the head hang, let the weight go into the balls of the feet and the toes. Squeeze the toes coming up. Now, my lower back goes forward to my chest coming up, to my chin up, and then let the head sink down towards the tail. Bend the knees a little bit, push the heels coming up. Breathing out, sink down to the side. Let the head sink down. Just feel the weight. Keep the shoulders level. Breathing in, lifting the neck. Keep the shoulders level, let the weight of the head sink down to the other side. Okay, breathing in, hold the stretch there. And as you breathe out, just let your chest drop a little bit. And then the chin will follow, roll all the way around. Now the chest comes up. Chest goes down, chin goes down. Go back the other way. Try to keep the shoulders level. Try not to crack or click if you can here. Just go where it feels relaxed, slowly warming up. Just roll forward, make some space through the shoulders and the neck. Roll back. Good. Wow, I think I'm backwards on my video. Looks to me, but maybe it's right in the way it's really supposed to be. Okay, let's do it again. So just a little jiggle. Find this axis from the crown down through the perineum. The perineum's between the genitals and the anus. And from there down towards the center of the earth. So you've got this axis like a pole. Find that axis. Sink through that axis with the tail. Breathing in, head floating up. Breathing out, sinking down. Let the chest drop down. Let the weight go into the balls of the feet and the toes. See, I'm hanging forward. The arms are just empty here. Push the balls of the feet and the toes coming up. Lower back forward to sternum, sternum up to chest to chin, chin up. Stretch through here. Then let the head sink down. Bend the knees. Let the weight drop down into the heels. Push the heels coming up. You feel it potentially in the lower back. Breathing out, sink to the side. Breathing in this time, lift the chin. So lift the chin up while keeping the head down. And then look behind you and then try and look to one corner to the other. Stretch the eyeball. Breathing out, drop the chin, push the feet up, sink down the other side. From here, lift the chin, look behind you, and then look from one corner to the other corner. Stretch the eyeball. Breathing out, drop the chin, rolling all the way around. And then when you reach the chest, go back the other way. Good, and then rolling forward. Stepping out wider, sinking down to a horse riding stance. Open, keep the little fingers connected to the thighs. Sink, drop the tail. Open, shoulder blades trying to touch, elbows trying to touch. In front and back. So here, the back of the hands are trying to touch. Here, the elbows are trying to touch. Sink, bend the knees, one more, opening up, breathing in, breathing out, sink down. From here, curl the fingers up over the hips. Index finger touches over the tail, squeeze the tummy in, bend the knees, and then hang forward. So let the head hang, let the shoulders hang. Shoulder blades coming away from the spine. Lift the arches in the feet, press the feet into the ground, coming up, roll up through the spine. Hands float like they've got a helium balloon underneath each palm. Lift the chin up and out, tuck the tail under, spine vertical, sinking, sinking, sinking. Can't bend anymore. Lean forward, let the arms go completely empty and hang. Index fingers touching, trailing up the center line. Open up, keep the fingers on the chest. Heavy ball in each hand, sink vertical. Let the hands drop down to the inside of the knees. Curl. Up over the hips, index finger touches. Squeeze the tummy. Let the head hang, let the shoulders hang. Squeeze the tummy some more to roll up through the spine. Coming up. Lift the back of the head, sinking down, floating up. So elbows are floating. They're really lifting, 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 opening, sinking down. Heavy ball in each hand. Let's do one more. Curling, sink, squeeze the tummy. Let the head hang, shoulders hang. Rolling up, squeeze the tummy. So you squeeze in and squeeze up. Lengthen the back of the neck, head floating up, keeping the spine nice and straight. Sink the tail, drop the ball, float. heavy ball in each hand. From here, roll forward, sink. Keep the fingers connected. One more. Good. This time drop. Let the weight go to the toes. Heels just touching, scooping forward, scooping up into the throat, stretching up. Open up one side of the body, other side of the body, together. Up, 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 in. Tuck the tail under, sinking down. Let the shoulder blades drop. And so in this pose, you're holding onto the wrist. You're pushing upwards, but the more you push upwards, the more the elbows want to go out. So you push up, elbows out. And so if you were to let go, bang, the hands are going to come flying apart because there's this tension this way of the elbows moving away from each other. But even though they're moving away from each other, you're pushing up and the shoulders are sinking. Your shoulders aren't like this, shoulders are down. So it's like the head's a big balloon and the head's expanding. All right, good. So from here, keep the hips still, keep the tail tucked under, and breathing in, twist to the side. Turn the head, look past the front of the bicep, and then as you breathe out, bend both knees together, keep your hips facing forward and twist deeper. See if you can look behind you. Breathing in, floating up, twist, turn the head, look past the front of the bicep. As you breathe out, bend both knees, twist deeper, look behind you. Keep the hands pushing up. From here, floating up. One foot floats out, bend the knee, find the ground, stretching up, sink down to the side, chin up, look behind you, or up to the ceiling, I should say. And just, this elbow is heavy here below, and it's just pulling on this arm and pulling it down. These fingers are stretching out. So you're trying to open up from the hip, push on the foot coming up, swap, stretch, sink, lift the chin. Heavy elbow. Push the foot coming up. Up onto the toes, heels out, bum back. Just have a rest here. Just grab the elbows. And hang. Don't need to look at me or the screen. Just hang, grabbing hold of your elbows. Feel the weight of your head. So feel how the head wants to move towards the center of the earth. Feel how the fluids that are mobile are moving in there. You might feel pressure behind the sinuses, behind the eyes. Feel the tongue hanging. From here, let's relax the neck. So just pulse in your feet to create a swing through your torso and let the head swing backwards and forwards like a swing. Kid on a swing. Pendulum. Ball on a chain, whatever you want to think of. Just the head is moving forwards and backwards like a yes. Then shake the head side to side like a no. Try not to smash the microphone here. And then from there, let's go into a stretch. So straighten the legs, push the big toes into the ground, push the balls of the feet into the ground, lift the arches up through here, lift the kneecaps up. Activate the quadriceps, pulling up. Use your tummy muscles, come across to one leg. Grab as low as you feel comfy on that leg. Give it a tug, gently. Take the elbows away from each other, chest down towards the knees. Other side, more tight side. Keep pushing balls of feet and toes. Heels light. Elbows away from each other, lifting the kneecap. And then back into the center, elbows on knees. Bring the knees forward, drop the bum. Come into a squat. And then from here, come to one side, one knee forward, the other knee back. And then, ooh, video stopped. Let me just check what's going on. Oh well, I'm still recording the class, so I might as well continue because I've got this recording, even though the technology stuffed up. All right. So, I'm down in this squat, elbows on knees, and then from one side across and to the other. Just go slow. Try and keep your bum low. And you can pull weight through the elbows here. Try not to crack and click if you can. And then slow down, go back the other way. Good, slowing down. And then feet parallel, open the knees, sink the tail, drop into a horse riding stance. Push the feet out sideways to come up, sink, push, float up, squeeze the toes, hands float up, squeeze your knees together, squeeze the tummy in towards the spine, push forward, coming up onto the toes, heels off the ground, grab the heels, push the feet into the ground, take the elbows away from each other, lift the kneecaps, weight in the balls of the feet and the toes, chest down towards the knees. Relax, roll back up through the spine, and then just close the eyes, let the head float up. Relax, oh, slight head rush here. Sink down into one foot, open up, step out. Good. Okay, so nearly finished the warm up. This is called whipping, so make sure I'm not going to hit anything here. So with whipping, open wide stance, so hip and width and a half, pretty much, shoulder width and a bit. Hips stay still, locked in, legs like a mountain. The pelvis provides this like a bowl, like a socket for a ball, and that ball is this belly. And from here, sorry, we twist. So you twist, relax, finding this axis from the crown through the perineum to the center of the earth. Twist, relax, twist, twist. So you just twist, and then you're along for the ride. Arms are just empty. Nothing going on in the arms. It's just this pulse in the tummy. So you stretch out, then you pulse. Try and sink even more into it. Bend the knees more, drop the tail more. And then sink and pop. So you sink while the arms are out, and then you pop to guide the momentum upwards, and then the arms are empty, so they just go along with the momentum and they pat you on the back. Keep the hips facing forwards. And try not to smash the microphone. Good, slowing down. So that's a good daily thing to do, just to warm up, and it can be really simple. You know, it can just be wrists, ankles, knees, hips, neck, you know, shoulders, bit of stretching. Just can be really quick, that warm up. I've stretched it out and extended it to bring more focus into it, but you can do a very quick warm up. And then once you've nicely warmed up, then it's good to do this whipping. This is great to do just daily, a bit of whipping. And you don't have to do it fast. It's just getting your awareness in here and being able to isolate the movement. There's a lot of people, when they try and do it, they have to move their hip to do it. And you can do it with the hip. It's not a problem. It's just a different practice. We're trying to learn here to create nice, strong base, isolate so the hips are still, use the tummy muscles and become aware of the tummy muscles. Because once you're aware of the tummy muscles, you can do all sorts of things. You can move your arms using your tummy, up and out, all sorts of things. So this is the lower center and how you can manipulate it to manipulate your spine, to manipulate your shoulders, to manipulate your arms, all from here. Okay. But you have to have the strong base to be able to connect that to the ground, of course. All right, let's do a bit more warming up. Okay, so a little bit of a shake. Opening up the wrists. Hi, everybody. And then this one. And then the outwards. And then the inwards. And then the forwards. And then the backwards. And then clap. just feeling the hands. So just feeling the hands here, feeling the tingle, feeling all these sensations just from doing all this Qi Gong and this movement and getting the blood pumping, sinking down in the tail, feet parallel. So what you want to do here is think about these three centers we've got in Qi Gong. The head center, the mental center, the heart center, the emotional center, and the belly, the lower dantian, the physical center. So imagine each of those like a ball, a bit like a snowman. You know, a big ball for the belly, heart, another one for the head, sitting on top of each other. And then I want you to imagine the center of each of those spheres being like a star, radiating outwards, expanding. Photons shooting in all directions, up, down, front, back, left, right, radiating in all directions. As it does so from the heart, it's like moving backwards, hitting the inside of the scapula, moving the scapula away from each other, hitting the inside of the biceps, under the elbows. So it's like this ball in the belly is expanding to such a point that the arms are kind of resting on it, and then the heart's expanding, pressurizing the inside. Thumbs connect to hot air balloons, so they're floating. Elbows are sinking. Tail is tucked under, flat through the lower back. Chin is in, back of the head lifted, flat through the back of the neck. Index fingers, middle fingers parallel, fingers spread in front of the heart, and a smile width apart. Sink the tail, relax. From here, we're going to breathe in up the back of the body, from the tail up through the spine, or the back of the spine up through the fascia, back of the neck over the top of the head. And then from the tongue sinks down through the throat into the chest sinks down into the belly, it pulls in the pelvis. Breathing in up the back of the body, and then back down through the front of the body. So this meridian down the front of the body, this is the major meridian. This is the ascending channel up the back as we breathe in, and then the descending channel down the front. Don't mind my little spasms. They're just energy moving as I open up and open the gates. So yeah, sometimes there's a build-up of pressure of energy, which helps open the gate. Might have a bit of a rusty hinge, but then when the gate opens, it floods through. Breathing out, sinking down. Okay, heavy elbows, hands turn to face the center of the belly. Gravity takes the hands, but the hands are resting on this ball. Open the belly to receive this ball of energy, and then rubbing the belly. Rubbing the belly and rubbing the heart. Okay, sinking down, brushing up. Brush down the inside of the arm, drill, up, inside, up, down, bend, up the back of the body, sink, float, brush. Up the back, over the kidneys, sink down. This time we change it a little. We brush down the inside, up the outside. That's the same. Transition, inside, come up the outside. But we only come down to the belly, come around, belt meridian, down the back of the legs. When the hands touch the knees, drop into a squat, bounce up, over the kidneys, sink down into the pelvis, up. Brush, drill. Brush the inside. So here we're just smoothing out all the meridians. It's like combing the hair, getting the knots out, clearing the pathways for the energy. Brush, drill down. By drill, I mean this, drilling down. And you see, as I drill, see how it brings the shoulder forward and then opens up the back of the head. So I turn and look behind, coming up. Brush, drill. Look at this drill. Up, over. Sink down, back. Bend the knees, bounce into a squat, come up. Sink, rubbing belly and heart. Good. Just holding the heart and the belly, closing the eyes and just feeling the body underneath the hands. Feeling the hands from the body. So two different windows of perspective. One, the hands are doing the feeling, the body's being felt. And from the other, the body's doing the feeling, the hands are being felt. See if you can switch from those two perspectives. So imagine there's someone else's hands from the body perspective and you've got these two hands on you. Okay, now imagine it's someone else's body or hands and you're feeling that body beneath your hands. See, it's like two different directions through the same window, looking in and looking out. But it's still you. You're just changing your perspective of what's the feeling and what's the felt. Good. Okay, we're going to do a little form. It's called Qi Gong. It's from half immortal dwarf Yu, the co-founder of the Ziran Man lineage from Ermei Mountain. Apparently grew up with monkeys, so the story goes. So, unlike most Qigong forms where you step out to a horse riding stance, this one the feet stay together. So, hands into the thighs, elbows into the ribs, tongue into the roof of the mouth, back of the head floating up. Breathing in up the back of the body, breathing out down the front of the body. Breathing in up the back of the body, breathing out down the front of the body. Breathing in up the back of the body, and this time bend the knees, sink down, scooping up. Bend the knees, tuck the tail under, looking up in between the hands. And the hands are like they're stuck on an elastic ball, a big fit ball or something, and you're trying to spread it. Okay, look at the left hand, look at the right hand. Breathing in, stretch up, lift the elbow, press out to the left. Breathing in, coming up. Lift the other elbow, press out. Breathing in, coming up, holding up a ball above the head, up, 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 in. Drop the chin, lengthen the back of the neck, getting ready to exhale. Twist, thumb down, reach out, push the feet, hands up, parachute down, feel the fingers, relax as you come down. Follow the hands with the eyes up the front, down the back. This time as the hand comes down, the opposite knee comes forward, up onto the toe, swap, up onto the toe, swap again, drop, heel down, flick the hand back, other hand light fist at the hip. Bend the knees, coming up, opposite knee comes forward, up onto the toes, swap the feet, up onto the toes, drop, heel down, reach back, forward bend the knees, coming up, out to the side, opposite knee and fist, cover the fist, scooping up, out, drop, clap, stretch. Two together, relax, forward bend. Bend the knees, bounce, float up. Opening up, 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 in. Sorry. Devices. Drop the chin, relax the whole body, getting ready to exhale. Twist, thumb down, squeeze your knees together. Squeeze the knees together, up over the top, parachute down, up, parachute down, up the front, down the back, up the front, down the back, opposite knee, up onto the toes, swap, up onto the toes, drop, heel down, reach back, forward bend, bend the knees, up. Do one more. Squeeze the knees. Opposite knee. So the hand goes back and the elbow, the hand goes forward, the elbow goes back. I don't know what I did then. Confused. Bend the knees, coming up out to the side. Forward bend. Bend the knees, drop the bum, bounce, up. Up, 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 in and in. Drop the chin, relax the whole body, getting ready to exhale. Close the eyes, feel the body. Notice what's happening. Notice what's happened to the breath. Are you breathing a bit harder? Can you feel the heartbeat? How's your temperature? Can you feel your blood coursing through your veins? Not to mention your arteries. Good, gently step out. Okay, we're going to do another Qi Gong form to finish up. This one's called Shaolin Ba Shi. It's sorry about this. I'm not used to having this equipment. It's a little bit distracting. So Shaolin Ba Shi is from Bodhidharma, who was an enlightened monk from India, who a couple of thousand years ago was tasked with taking the Dharma, the science of mind and matter, to China. So obviously he had to come across the Himalayas and bring this knowledge. And when he went to give it to the Shaolin monks, they were in a state where they couldn't quite receive it. So they were not able to hold the light of Dharma. It's like too much energy, too much light, circuits blowing. So he gave them some physical exercises to hold the energy in their body, to be able to strengthen their body, their awareness, open their circuitry so they could hold more light, more understanding, more energy. Okay, so we start feet together. Hands on the side, elbows into the ribs, tongue on the roof of the mouth, back of the head floating up. Just going to step a little to the side here. Okay. Breathing out down the front of the body, breathing in up the back of the body, breathing out down the front of the body, breathing in up the back of the body. And this time, as you breathe out, tuck the tail under, sinking down, opening up to the sides, step out, feet parallel. Lean forward, let the arms swing off the body, squeeze the toes, lift the arches, form these little tiger claws in the hands like you're holding a ball, pushing out to the side as you breathe out. Breathing in, sucking into the inside of the palm and bringing that energy into the heart. And then as you breathe out, let the shoulder blades drop, elbows, wrists follow. Feel the fingertips sinking vertically through the spine. Then come forward, arms empty and hang. Tiger's claws. Breathing out. Even when the tail's sinking here, crown's floating. Breathing in, sucking into the palms. Breathing out, sink down. Feel the fingertips. Sink the tail, float the back of the neck. Let's do one more. Sink vertical, then hang forward. So the arms swing past. Breathing in. And then breathing out, let all the weight transition into one leg. Floating up, breathing in, up the back of the body, breathing out down the front of the body, sink into one leg, opening up, step out, transition your weight across to the other leg, turn, face the side, step away so that the back leg will go past the heel of the leg with the load in it, and then come forward. From here, twist, hands go over the knee, back foot comes to 45. over the knee, twist the belly through 90, sink back into the back leg, rock onto the heel of the front leg. So all the weight goes into the back leg, front leg's empty, twist, forward, twist, 90, squeeze the tummy in, the hands come in. It's like you've got this big ball of energy the hands are riding on, squeezing in, forward, all the weight goes into the front leg, open, squeeze. When you're forward, you're in line with the back leg. Here the spine is vertical, crown floating. Okay, last one. In, step out, away from the camera. Back foot 45, breathing in, breathing out. So you turn your eyes 90, 90, squeezing in the belly, 90, out the belly. It's like casting a net. Okay, last one. Coming in, drop, push off, feet come together. Breathing in up the back of the body. Breathing out down the front of the body, stepping out. Fists form light fists form at the hips. Punching out, grab the rib, like the little finger, virtual, like you had a handle on the rib. You pull the rib back, that pulls the shoulder back, that takes that hand forward. Sink, elbows sinking, 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 sinking. Punch, lifting the back of the head. Sink. Look at this plane between the knuckles. It's like they're on a cylinder together. They have to stay on the opposite side. It's like there's this cone, not quite a cylinder because the hands are reaching a point. And the middle knuckle ends up in line with the nose. You're just looking over the top of the fist. And as you reach the fist coming out to the final point, teeth just gently come together. So sink, bounce, sink, bounce. Finishing, coming in, drop the weight into one leg, stepping in, breathing in up the back of the body, breathing out down the front of the body. Step out. Transition the weight all the way across. Step out. From here, push the foot to create basically a wave up the back. This hand's the inside of the wave, that hand's the outside of the wave. You push the hands across in front of the face. Sink into the front foot, all the weight in the front foot. Make sure that back foot comes to 45. And it's like you've got a ball here and of energy and you're stretching it out. It's like tacky. It's like you're opening it up. Now all the weight's in the front foot, back foot's light, like so. Sink, drop the back knee, and then twist away, open the back knee, all the weight in the back leg. Push to create the wave, cross in front of the face, stretch out, twist. This is my favorite. Push, sink into that front leg. Last one, we come across, press reverse, go back the other way, step the front foot in, it becomes the back foot. Transition, twist away, push. Can you imagine a heap of Shaolin monks doing this 2,000 years ago? Okay, go back the other way. Breathing in up the back of the body, breathing out down the front of the body. Open, step out. Buddha sits on the lotus. Top hand comes forward, lower hand comes up. They both twist. Hand like you're on the ceiling. Here. Change. Hand on the ceiling, hand on a ball. That ball's floating in the water. Push the ceiling to push the ball into the water. Sink down. Change hands. Hand on the ceiling. Push. Push the ball into the water. The ball just bounces up to bring you up. Use your hand above to push you down. You've got to have imaginary surfaces that you're pushing against. Pushing against this ball. Finishing off. Step in, breathing in. Up the back of the body, breathing out down the front of the body. Step open. Transition to weight again. Hands on the side, push over, back foot to 45. Look over the shoulder, grab, rock into the back leg, twist. So the front elbow comes into the ribs, back elbow into the ribs, twist the shoulders, turn, look over the shoulder, 45. Open, and the hands naturally want to uncurl. Reach, reach, grab, twist, turn the head, relax. It's like the body unsprings. Grab. When you come this way, squeeze the knees together, squeeze the thighs together. Last one. Coming out, drop the back hand, that floats the front hand, step the front foot in, switch the hands. Keep rotating, step out, reaching out, grab, back foot 45, twist, look over the shoulder, forward. Squeeze the knees together. Last one. Breathing in up the back of the body. Breathing out down the front of the body. Step out. I'm just going to get a bit more central. So you want to have feet at 90 degrees to each other. Heels touching. Hands on the side. Breathing in to the ribs. Keep the heels touching. Sink the tail, reaching out. Grab the Roman rings, pull yourself up. Sink the tail. Try and keep the spine nice and straight. So the back of the head keeps floating up even while you're sinking down. Oh, a bit cracky in the knees. Step in. Good. Breathing in, up the back of the body. Breathing out, down the front of the body. Step out. Come forward, back foot 45. Open. When you get to here, the arms don't want to go anymore. So just relax the elbows so the momentum will go into the hands. Squeeze the belly. Squeeze up through the spine and out the crown, up the back of the body. Open, nice and relaxed in the hands. Let the elbows relax. Squeeze. So here we've got some pressure. When you're back here, the front foot's empty and light. When you're here, the back foot is empty. Squeeze. It's like the torso is a roll of toothpaste and you're trying to squeeze the toothpaste out the crown. So squeeze, open. From here, let both arms swing, elephant trunk, swing. Step out, back foot 45, open. Open. Let's go, one more. From here, hands swing, step in, swing, step out. Breathing in up the back of the body, breathing out down the front of the body. Breathing in up the back of the body, breathing out down the front of the body, and just relax. No effort to be made here, just feel the effect of the Shaolin Ba Shi, the 8 Shaolin Qi Gong. Stepping out, rubbing the hands together. So yeah, a little taste of Qi Gong. Sorry, the video didn't work that well. I'll have to edit it together and make it spectacular and put it back up on Facebook or YouTube or something so you can share it with you all. Rubbing through the face, brushing off any excess turbulent Qi that's come to the surface. And again, side of the head. Other side. Inside of the arm. And again. Front of the body, inside of the legs. Brushing off. Down the sides, the body, side of the legs. Back of the body, back of the legs. Good. Thanks for watching. I hope you got some benefit and see you again.